Hail and welcome to HellfireComms coverage of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We're going to be checking out the Booster Course Pass here, which essentially doubles the amount of content in the game. I mean, just look at this. That's a little bit nutty. We're going to be covering 2 cups per video, so in this one we'll be looking at the Golden Dash and Lucky Cat cups, and then like in Wave 2 we'll be looking at Turnip Cup and the Propeller Cup. As we get set up here, I just want to remind you all, if we are going to be discussing graphics and whatnot in the comments, please be civil. It's already a bit of a shit show. You probably won't be getting a detailed coverage from me because I am a smooth brain, but I do recommend Digital Foundry's latest video. They go into detail as to why they aren't quite as up to snuff as the main game's tracks, these DLC tracks, at least like visually and whatnot. Me, I'm, more of a I take it as they come kind of guy, so I'm going to be rating these on how good they are overall, not just graphics, although I do feel they are a little bit cheap feeling, but hey, given this whole thing costs like 20 quid or so, you kind of get what you pay for. But enough ado about Mario Kart graphics, let us begin the Golden Dash Cup. Man, I have been very eager to try out these new things, much like with Xenoblade 3. They've been put off for like where we can schedule some time to get them recorded.
It has been one of the things. When we were first going to do it, I got sick, then we had the marathon, and then all other kinds of things have been happening. But we finally get to sit down and enjoy the absolutely beautiful, even with the graphical downgrades, track Paris Promenade. France and Paris as a level trope in a game has always been one of my favourite places to see represented. Like, we have it here, we have it in Pokemon X and Y, I guess. We have it in Rhythm Thief. It's just comfy, and the fact that the music complements that as well. Although there's obviously been a downgrade, as you mentioned, there's still soul here. That's the reason why, as much as I will rip apart certain parts of the graphical downgrade, I can still kind of look past it to a degree. And also, just to get this out of the way, because I know it is the point of contention here, I feel like, although it is disappointing that it doesn't look as nice as the main game, and going from like an old track to one of these ones, it is a little bit jarring. For the context of a multiplayer game, I feel like quantity is important, just to kind of keep people coming back more and more. And so it is pretty much Nintendo working smart, which I couldn't begrudge them for that, because I imagine it's the sort of thing that, especially for the kind of players who do just play Mario Kart every day, after a while they'll stop caring and they'll just appreciate the variety. So, it's a smart decision in that respect. And also, I feel like we should talk about the fact that this is a DLC pack for 8, and not what a lot of people were expecting of a Mario Kart 9. Because that's the sort of thing that, when the Switch came out, I wasn't surprised that we had a port of 8, but I was expecting them to come out with an original game, fairly sharpish. And this kind of suggests that we're not going to be seeing 9 this generation.
No.
And again, I feel like that's a smart thing for a multiplayer game, because now they're going to keep more online players on this one single game, and it will extend the lifespan. Bear in mind that Mario Kart 8 came out in 2014.
Jesus.
They've got a lot of mileage out of this. We're coming on 10 years now. Like, when the final of the DLC waves come out, I think they said that will be out at the end of 2023, so that will be nearly 10 years straight of support for this game.
I'm very mad, just putting it out there right now.
It is still Mario Kart. There's going to be plenty of moments to have that effect.
Oh well, I can get gold stars in my own time, I suppose.
Yeah, this is like a first time playthrough for these new cups, so we're not expecting first place every time.
I'm going to find who threw that blue shell, and I'm going to hide them where they put the good graphics.
I'm going to scroll through the footage after the fact, frame by frame, just to identify the bastard.
Yes, I am playing as NB64. I feel it's right when we're doing personal coverage of this. And if you want to know how I feel about each track in particular, we're going to be doing a little tier maker thing at the end of each wave video, so we can get into it in a little bit more detail there rather than trying to rush out our thoughts during the race. Now, this one I remember from Mario Kart 7.
Yes, this was the obligatory circuit opening track from 7. I feel like this is one that maybe being blown up here shows the simplicity of the track design more so than it ever did on the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
But then again, that in itself is kind of a Mario Kart staple. The fact that they've been bringing back tracks from previous games since, I want to say, DS now. You know, I feel like it is part of the charm here, the fact that you have the new tracks that show off like the new gimmicks, the new traits, and then you can immediately compare and contrast them to the ones that they've brought back. Sometimes that works better than others, and that is one of the criticisms that I have seen for this DLC pack, in the fact that the main new gimmick for 8 when it came out was the fact that there's all the, like, you know, gravity mechanics.
Anti-gravity, yeah.
Yeah, some of the classic tracks on the main game did retrofit the courses to have those.
Yeah, there's one of those that's like so funny. Like, it's just a part of the track gets lifted up and then you like go around it in a U shape.
I know the exact one you're thinking of, but at the same time that was neat that they did retrofit it. That's unfortunately something that doesn't happen that much. Like, they do bring in some of the flight sections. Like, this was in 7, so it's not that big of a deal here, but like, they do retrofit some of the tracks to have those here and there. But when it comes to other things that have been added since, like, there's not, off the top of my head, there's not any like driving underwater sections, and I can't think of any apart from maybe 1 or 2 gravity sections in these new cups. But again, that is just a trade-off that we have to kind of accept. And the Mario Kart 8 base gameplay is smooth enough that you kind of have to have that pointed out to you, so I can't really hold it against it.
I guess like a comparison would be, and obviously we're going to go back to Sonic because it's HFC.
Of course.
There's water everywhere in Sonic 3, so obviously you have a lot of bubble shields to balance that out. But in Sonic and Knuckles, there are no underwater sections, so the bubble shield kind of becomes useless.
Especially when they put it in lava fucking roof.
Now, Choco Mountain here is an interesting course because I believe it's one of the courses that has benefited from a patch since release to make everything look a little bit more chocolatey.
Yeah, it's had a little bit of a graphical enhancement. I couldn't point out the exact parts because it was a little while since I played it before the patch. That is one thing we should talk about. The fact that we talked about the fact that most of these tracks are lifted from Tour, including like the remade ones. But they aren't just a blow-by-blow lifting, because the textures on the roads in particular have been improved somewhat. Not to the extent that they were in like the base game, but they have still taken the time to make them look a little bit prettier than they were, rather than literally just throwing a phone game on the eShop.
Oh no!
You so nearly fucked yourself there.
Yeah, oh my god, Jesus. Oh, man, these hills really benefit from the trick system and whatnot. Get out of here. Go back to your own fucking game. I was happy to see you with the 8 DLC. Now I'm just a little bit annoyed.
Our opinion on the other races depends on whether they're screwing us over or not.
Well, I mean, isn't that just how we treat people in real life? You have given me something. You have benefited me, personally. You are a good person. I should stop talking before this is used as evidence in some trial down the line.
Stop saying the quiet part out loud, Tom. Jesus.
It moved me to a better DLC!
I saw that coming, but thought it'd be funnier not to warn you.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm not on your team here.
Have I mentioned that outside of Battle Mode, this is one of my least favourite Mario Kart 64?
Yeah, I can kind of understand why. Like, I still do have a soft spot for it. It's not one I played as a child, but from replaying it like after the fact, I did enjoy it. But the controls haven't aged well.
No. And you know, it's funny, we mentioned Battle Mode. We were originally going to cover that when it was newly added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If you can imagine it, Mario Kart 8 did not have that when it launched on the Wii U. God, there's a lot of blue shells in this particular cup.
Yeah, well, stop getting too far ahead and they won't get them.
Yeah, stop poning the lamezos, Tom. You can do it. I believe in you.
I have some bad news, Tom. It's not the 90s.
God, I wish it was. Anyway, battle mode. When we played it, I believe, during the opening days of Mario Kart 8, which is a series we did with, like, Brain Scratch and whatnot back in the day. Yeah, battle mode was just going back and forth on regular tracks. It was a little bit dire, if I'm going to be honest with you.
It was kind of terrible because you immediately became aware of why other Mario Kart games specifically designed more enclosed areas for the head-to-head stuff. Because the problem you would have is that because these tracks are designed to be quite long races, you would spend a lot more time actually trying to find someone to hit before you could actually have any sort of gameplay on the track.
Yeah. Alright, now it's time for one of my favourite courses in Mario Kart history. It's Coconut Bowl, baby!
I'm happy to have it back. I feel like the changing art style hurts it, more so than like the actual graphical execution here. Because they've changed the colour scheme that they're using a lot, and I don't think it really gels for me as much as the Wii version did.
It does look a bit garish, yeah.
A little bit, and I feel like that was probably an intentional decision to make it pop more on the smaller screen, given it was originally a phone game. But, you know, like, that is just a creative decision made for practical purposes. I do understand that much.
Now here's another update that they patched in. These cars originally did not move at all. I believe these ones coming up here, or maybe it's on a later lap. I don't know. I made sure everything was fully updated, I swear. But they were stationary originally, and now they spin.
They do move around. It is, like you said, it was on the later laps that they start doing other stuff. That was one thing that originally, when it came out, was lifted directly from the phone game that they've since adapted. And it's better for it, because, you know, the car's twatting you at the end. Not a fan of it, but that is an iconic part of Coconut Mole.
Jesus, did I, like, accidentally hit expert mode or something? I've been hit by a blue shell in, I think, every single track in this cup.
I don't know, it's making me think more like the manic item distribution, which might have come on, or maybe it is just they're getting better item box pulls than you.
You son of a bitch, Link. I will not take second place in this coverage. I refuse.
We might be here all night, especially what's coming up in the next cup.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. It's alright, this is my baby. This is my track. I'm not going to get hit by a green shell. It's fine. I can't see.
It's fine. You got the map in the corner in this version, so you can sort of bluff your way around.
Right, Tom. Just keep it locked, keep it loaded. If any other blue shell comes out, I'm gonna fucking scream. Yeah, look, they're speeding now.
And if you're not expecting them, they will take first place from you.
Booyah, baby. I miss Mario Kart Wii Online so much. Honestly, compared to 8, which is fantastic online, I think I played Wii a lot more.
It was kind of the big online game for the Wii, because like, I feel like that's been overtaken by Smash on the Wii U and the Switch. Brawl Online was a thing that existed, and so there's probably a reason why people gravitated more toward Mario Kart than Smash during that generation.
So yeah, that was the Golden Dash Cup. A decent selection of courses for the first wave of DLC, but I'm hungry for more, so let us sit through here. That third place is sticking in my craw right now.
It's just a slightly different colour, it's a bit bronze.
I can come back, I can get all stars, all three of them, only giving me one. I only lost one, whatever. Stop saving, Tom, and get to coping, because you got another cup to play. Whenever it decides to load. Alright, I guess you get to see every part of the setup here.
It is a Switch game, so it unfortunately doesn't have the modern SSD loading that the other consoles have.
Oh, 1 star. Whatever. Let's move on to the Lucky Cat Cup.
I'm gonna warn you, this is gonna have another track where you're probably gonna eat shit, but that won't be for a little while yet.
Fair enough, mate. I mean, it's Mario Kart. I get mad, I get salty, but I don't stay salty, you know?
It is part of the experience, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah. This one I think I've actually played in Tour. It was one of the Asian-themed tracks, anyway, but let's focus on the here and now. I like the lighting for these courses. The, textures and geometry leave a little bit to be desired. I believe I saw a comment that described how the tracks looked as fondant.
That's a big word. I think to me, a lot of them just look a bit more plasticky than the main game. And I realise that we keep comparing it back to the main game, but I feel like the main game itself is one of the best looking video games I've ever played.
Really? Yeah.
It's a very high standard to hold a post-release DLC pack to. And that's why, we keep talking about it, but, it's not that big of a deal, all things considered.
I mean, unless you're one of those people who just doesn't trust Nintendo, I can see why you would view this as, some sort of conspiracy to kind of swindle the consumer, but forgive the culture war parlance, I just want to race.
That's understandable, and I will say, in fairness, Nintendo, from a business perspective, they don't really do themselves many favours, and so I can see why people do maybe take the less charitable interpretation sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
This is one where, like I said earlier on, it's like they're working smart, and for people who play this a lot, I feel like in the long term, this will be a strong decision they've made to just get the quantity out, more so than maybe refining just 2 DLC packs like they did for the Wii version.
Come on, baby, no blue shell, booyah! That's how you start a cup, Flame.
Did you know that if you say no blue shell 3 times in a mirror, a blue shell will show up?
Ah, I see. I wonder if I can get Beetlejuice as a playable character by saying it 3 times. Nice fucking DLC.
Up next is one of 2 tracks I'm thinking now that actually you might eat shit, because this one has a particular turn that is showing right there that fucks me over basically every time I play this.
Well, that's you, Flame. As for me, I grew up with Mario Kart DS. It's actually in my top 3 along with 8 Deluxe and Double Dash, so we'll see how we go.
Hey, I played this a lot as a kid as well, but that doesn't mean I'm good at it.
Now, they didn't just port the music over it as well. They went on and did some remixes and whatnot. This one I've heard a little bit of before actually playing. It is quite stellar.
Yeah, well, that's like the Mario Kart 8 soundtrack as a whole. Like, the graphics might not be consistent with the main game, but the music fits right in, I feel.
That whistling you heard back there was kind of a staple of the DS and GameCube era, because I remember it in the credits of Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, that was part of that era. Then you got into the Wii era, which had a lot of the ba-ba-ba sort of vocal samples that they like to use a lot there.
So you were saying about that Turner one, Flame?
Fuck you.
I could go ahead and attempt that shortcut with, the burst of air, but who knows? Maybe I'm offended now by the fuck yous and whatnot.
Go on, do it, no balls.
But I don't have any boost items and whatnot.
Sounds like a skill issue to me. I've missed this.
So have I, mate, so have I.
Oh, it just doesn't let you at all if you don't have a boost. You should have been able to land on that and have it blow you up, to be fair.
Well, no inflation this time, I'm afraid, Flame. I know you're disappointed. It's fine, darling.
It's fine, I'll play as Bowser and get some Bowser inflation. That would be nice.
Oh, Christ. I'm pretty sure most of these cars come from, like, Toad's Turnpike and whatever the other track was in the base game. But, you know, they fit right at home here. Don't look at the grass. Do not look at the grass.
No, that's the part that I've been sort of thinking, should I bring this up, should I not? It's worse than the base game, and that's all I'll say for now.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. Oh, you stay away from me now. Hey, I can tell you that one is getting a fairly high score when we come to grade these.
Pretty solid. Like, once you got a feel for that particular turn. The turns are the sort of things that can filter you on a first playthrough, but that can also be satisfying when you pull them off.
Mm-hmm. Alright, coming up next, we have... a Super Circuit track. You know, I mentioned that N64 wasn't one of my favourites. Super Circuit is probably my least favourite.
I'm glad more and more of these are getting ported forward to the other games, because every time a new one of these shows up, that's one less reason to have to go back to Super Circuit.
Well, yeah, there is that, and it's also like, just because I don't like it doesn't mean I don't... Well, let me rephrase this. I don't want things I don't like consigned to history. If anything, they should be in a museum.
See, this is how I've always felt about any kind of, like, remastering, remakes, you know, like, games that reuse levels from other games. I would rather see the ones that weren't that great the first time around get a second shot, rather than just have a thing I already like, you know, just be repurposed again. Because it's like, if I really liked what was originally there, then it's like, I have that game I can go back to.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's fixing up something that maybe wasn't that great the first time around, then, you know, it's like, it's basically new content at that point, if it feels like an improvement.
Yeah. See if I can catch Wendy off here with my trio the banana.
And especially for stuff like the SNES game and Super Circuit, because they were 2D games, they were a completely different gameplay style in general. So, like, yeah, it's reusing the track theme, but on the whole, this might as well be a new track. It's so different to play compared to how it was in Super Circuit. You know, like, we've basically got a new track here.
I just didn't like the viewing angle, the racing angle in Super Circuit. I guess it's just like that and the original Super Mario Kart. I just can't really play them anymore. I'm just too accustomed to this more... It's like go-karts versus like arcade racing, I guess.
I feel like Mario Kart is just a series that has always worked better in 3D. Just the way you move around on the track, it's a lot easier to tell where you are, compared to, like... We shit on Super Circuit a lot for the weird perspective it had, but even on the SNES game, like, you know, sometimes you'd be second-guessing things more. And it's just because of, like, the way the tracks were designed there, it's a lot more confined, compared to something like, say, F-Zero, which I feel does a much better job of being a 2D racer on the SNES. Yeah,
for sure, mate. Now, that was a ridiculously simple track in terms of design, so we'll have to have a little natter about that when the time comes. This one, I have very much been looking forward to. I have heard nothing but good things about this.
This is a fantastic course design, both in terms of just the look of it, the unique theme and that, but also I feel like there's a genuine learning curve on this track. And you'll see what I mean, and you might prove me wrong here like you did on that turn, so I'm not going to say too much in case I'm eating my words again, but we'll see.
Fair enough, mate, fair enough. Whoa. Good.
Okay, never mind, I can say with confidence you might eat shit here.
Oh, whatever. Oh, Jesus. Now, I have seen this particular track played. I forget who it was. I, like, tuned in for a bit of their DLC coverage, but, playing it myself, well, let's just say I've forgotten all the shortcuts and all the pathing and whatnot. I'll have to pay extra special attention to the map.
There's the map, but also just keeping your eye out for these sections that blow you up, because that's usually where the shortcuts are on the second half of the track here. Mm-hmm. But being able to line yourself up with those consistency is its own challenge. Bouncing yourself off the walls is a legitimate strategy.
It sure is, Flame, it sure is. But... yeah, this is like an expert tier course here in terms of what it's expecting from you.
Oh yes, and just making sure you're lined up properly for the jumps there, because I feel like if you're in certain positions when you get to that particular jump where it lifts up, it can line you up in a way that if you do the trick, you'll just hit the wall and fall down. So you have to gauge whether it's a smart idea to do the trick in like the position where you are or not, which again, that's not something that shows up in many Mario Kart tracks, so that's why I say that this has more of a learning curve than a lot of tracks.
All these turns are tight.
Oh yes they are. And those paths are narrow. Now watch out for the ghost fella here. Oh no, he didn't show up that time. Sometimes he just shows up right in front of you as you land, which can be kind of a dick move.
A ghost fella, he says.
A ghost shy guy, okay.
So there's an upper path there. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I kind of mean, that you gotta decide sometimes whether it's a good idea to go for the high path or whether you should just pick the safe route.
There we go. Motherfuckers.
Of course, you were getting a bit too far ahead.
And that's all I got between me and victory, so let's hope a blue shell don't come out of nowhere. Please, no blue shell.
Don't fucking jinx it now.
Yeah, that was pretty raw. I didn't even take like half of the alternate paths though.
There was one that I did see you miss a couple of times, which was the one after that lift up and down. Because there's the paths that blow you up coming out of the bamboo pipes, but they are so... like, it's such a learnt skill lining yourself up for those.
Yeah, there I go. Giving it large. Being a good boy. Yeah, eat shit.
That's not what a good boy does.
I win. That's what I do. That was a bit awkward, but whatever. 3 stars, baby. And a new vehicle customization option. Let's go see what we unlocked. And it is some new wheels.
I don't think they match the look of the car. Gonna be honest with you there.
Not particularly, no. Where are my other ones? Where are they? Was that it? I think that was it.
I think so, yeah.
There we go. So yeah, that was the Golden Dash and Lucky Cat Cups. Coming up in Wave 2, we'll be checking out Turnip Cup and Propeller Cup. But for the time being, we are just going to cut to Tier Maker, and we're going to discuss everything in the first wave. So just give us a sec. Okie dokie. As you can see here, I've taken the liberty of putting all the base game tracks into their own thing. So all that remains here is the stuff from Waves 1 and 2. So we're going to go through the Golden Dash Cup first, Flame. What are your thoughts on Paris Promenade, and where do you feel it deserves to be ranked on our little tier maker list here?
Okay, so it is quite a simple layout, but as I said, I do really like the look of it. I like France as a setting, and I feel like it does capture that charm. So I personally would say this is an S off the bat.
Ooh.
This is one of the absolute highlights for me.
Them's fighting words. For me, the lighting is beautiful. The course design isn't too complicated, and I just like the overall look of the thing. So I am actually going to give this an A, I feel. It is a strong start to Wave 1, which I don't feel it continues, but the start is strong, and it left me in a good mood. So yeah, that's an A at the very least. Alright, next up we have Toad Circuit, which is from Mario Kart 7, the place where Blandus goes to retire, I guess.
I like 7 on the whole, but I get what you mean. It's not one of the most interesting ones. I think as for this actual interpretation of it, The higher resolution is less flattering of the simplistic design, so I'll probably just put it at a C. It's not bad, but it's nothing to write home about either.
It feels a bit weird coming second in a GP and also being like the starting track of a game.
Yeah.
And that combined with like, the graphical oversimplification, I can't really rate it higher than a C, so I'm going to agree with Flame on that one. Choco Mountain next, Flame.
This one, I feel like I'm probably also going to say C for that one, because it's an interesting concept for a level, like, even back in Mario Kart 64, it was one of the ones that stood out to me. But the course design, I've always found the boulder mechanic a little bit annoying. I feel like it's not one of the most impressive ones from the pack, so I'll probably also say C for that.
The graphical update, which I would have loved to have seen it sans graphical update, but HFC, it will happen eventually, is nice. The boulders are as annoying as ever, but that's just something that was, part of the original, so I can't really give it shit for that. But otherwise, I don't really have any feelings about this at all, so I'm going to be generous. I'm going to put it in B.
Fair enough.
Because, I don't dislike it. I don't feel it's mid, like Toad Circuit, but I don't feel it's, great, like Paris Promenade, either. Alright, next up we have Coconut Mall. What are you feeling, Flame?
Well, I think the Wii version and the 3DS version will have been solid S ranks. For this, the change in colour scheme, I feel, hurts it a little bit, but at the end of the day, it is still Coconut Mall, so I'll probably say A.
Yeah, I agree on basically every point there, and also the music is wonderful. It's just nice to have one of the best tracks in Mario Kart back in Mario Kart, and for the reasons Flame mentioned, it can't really get any higher than an A, but it is a very high A. In fact, I'm probably going to put that just over Paris Promenade, though.
Oh, we have rankings within rankings now. This is going to get confusing.
Oh, we do, baby. Alright, Tokyo Blur from the, what was the second cup called, Flame?
That was the Lucky Cat Cup.
Okie dokie, shoutouts to the 3D World playthrough with myself, Flame, Tanner and Snake. Very fun, give it a watch. Once you're done with this video, like and subscribe, etc, yada yada yada.
Shill, plug.
Shill, plug. I like Tokyo Blur a lot. It looks nice, the lighting is great. It's just simple enough for the first track in a cup. I feel they picked very wisely here. I'm going to give it a B.
I would say I'll probably agree. It's not quite as memorable to me as Paris Promenade, but, as another opening that's based on a real-life location, it holds up pretty well, I feel. Yeah,
Tour is all about real-life locations and whatnot. And if you know me, I love when they adapt real-life locations to stuff like you're racing for a mall, like Coconut Mall, for example. Alright, next up we have Shroom Ridge, which honestly impressed me. This one was very fun to race, so I'm thinking either A or S for this one.
Yeah, I would say this one, it's maybe not one of the highest ones for me, but I do remember it standing out to me in the DS version back in the day, partially because of that one turn, but I would say it's an A for me personally.
Yeah, let's just put it right there. Again, Paris Promenade, you're in A. Just because you're at the bottom of A doesn't mean you're a B tier. It just means you're an A-, Alright, Sky Gone here. I have very little to say about this. It was kind of over before it even began, really. And, I'm trying not to be biased, but it comes from my least favourite Mario Kart, so you have that working against you.
I like it. It's probably a C. It doesn't help the fact that it's a cloud level in a game where we already have cloud top crews.
Oh yeah.
Comparisons are inevitable, I'd say C.
Yeah. Now, is it better than Toad Circuit or not, though?
I'd say they're probably about equal, honestly.
Yeah, let's just leave that there for now. Alright, the last one here, Flame, Ninja Hideaway.
S. No, that one's easy. I really like the general look of it. I like the setting. The ninja theme's really cool. I like the alternate routes. I like the challenge. It's just overall a solid track.
Yeah, I agree. Flame hit it on the money right there. The looks, the racing feel, the game feel, it's exceptional and whatnot, but it's the multiple routes. Those sneaky ninja routes that set it above the rest of the pack in terms of racing stuff in Wave 1. I'm good with words, I swear. So there we go, that's Wave 1 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass, ranked and reviewed by Dom64 and Flaming Claw. I don't know why I got so professional there, but it is what it is. So
it won't last.
It will not last. Thank you all very much for watching our coverage of Wave 1, and we'll be back next time when we cover the next 2 cups in the MK8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. Bye bye.